from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show. Now, here's Wendy!
Thank you for watching our show. Say hello to my co-host, Stanford studio audience. And the virtuals at home. How you doing? I'm doing okay. Let's get started. It's time for Hot Topics. Hi. So far, so good with the co-parenting. You know, I figured they'd be able to work it out somehow, some way. It's not that hard. They got all those cute kids, Kim and Kanye. All right, well, here's what's happening. We've already told you that she owns the land that their massive mansion is on. But he's the one who designed it, built it, used his money, built it. So now it's come down that Kim is going to get to keep the house in the divorce because it's best for the kids. The kids already know the house. The house is really beautiful. That's the one that I went to. It's really, really beautiful. It's all white inside. And I wouldn't, you know, unless she wanted to, I wouldn't do it. It's just like that, like sterile, white. It might not be for you. It wasn't for me, but it worked for them. And the kids were very well behaved. You know, I didn't see like handprints every place, like how we'd be in a house like that, you know? But you know, the kids are of a particular age now, and that's the only thing that they know is as home. And considering the family that they're involved with, they need as much stability as possible. So, you know, Kanye, you did the right thing. Just give her the mansion. Kim is so over it because there are a lot of us who could not live in the home where we raised the family. There'd be too much, you know, you get up and you go to the bathroom and you're brushing your teeth and you look over and you say, just like that's where he used to brush his teeth or whatever. I know I'd be that person that no, I couldn't do that. But Kim has so much going on with her life. She probably has her new boyfriend now as we speak. Well, why sit around and let grass grow green? Under her life. You know, so anyway, that's the update with them. He'll probably, you know, go out to Wyoming and build something massive or whatever. And look, he's gonna go on and have a life, but first he's got to get right. Yes, he's got to get right and then go on and have a life and get back to the music that's our favorite Kanye music, which is like, you know, the beginning. Yeah. So tonight, the Real Housewives of New Jersey, or excuse me, last night. And so Jen is the girl who does not get along with Melissa Gorga. Jen's husband is a plastic surgeon. Jen and her husband are very moneyed, and Jen is like a mean, sarcastic girl. You know, she says a little bit, she's hurtful in how she delivers. So Jen was at a cocktail party, apparently, and heard a rumor from a woman who walked up to her about Joe Gorga. And I know, not that rumor. I can't stand this show. We go to the... It's not that rumor. The rumor is, well, anyway, just take a look. She's wondering whether she should tell Melissa. All right, I'll tell you the rumor. The rumor is that Joe, you know, who he builds houses, he's in construction and things like that. Remember, he was posting pictures of different things that he said that he built and, you know, like the befores and afters, and a lot of people, this is a little while ago, and people said, no. Joe Gorga didn't build this, you know, he's fugazi with it, you know, how he's delivering, you know, his accomplishments. He didn't do that. Then the new rumor is that Joe Gorga doesn't pay people who he hires. Well, at first I was thinking it was all about the construction company. You know, you get people that work for you, and maybe you think because it's a day laborer, that person doesn't deserve to be paid, or if it's a proper employee, maybe you keep telling them, I'll pay you next month, I'll pay you next month. It turns out Joe was being honored for, building and doing great things in his career, and he wanted to be introduced properly. What a diva. So he hired a man who apparently is an associate of his or something. That he did something for this man, and the man really liked the way it looked, and maybe follows Joe on social. Anyway, they know each other, but I guess not like that, because the man was hired for a few $1,000s. Introduce me, on stage, and then you disappear, and then I go. First of all, that's a lot of money. A few $1,000s to introduce you, to speak to people. Second of all, why can't you just have the voice of reason? I don't like to say the voice of God. I hate that. Mm-hmm. But why can't you just have the voice of reason? He's done this, he's done that, he's the third, and he's up there. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Gorga. And then you go on. But anyway, so Jen, who does not get along with Melissa at all, and vice versa, they can't stand each other. Jen is wondering, should she go and tell Melissa, or should she just mind her own business? And while you're watching this, I just take note of Black Dolores. I love her gray and white ensemble. Here we go.
She told me that her husband did some kind of motivational speaking at Growing with Gorga.
Give a rock star welcome to Joey Gorga.
Sorry about the death.
I never paid him the money that he owed him.
A lot of bombs being dropped at this party.
Those are pretty big accusations.
Big thing, right?
So do I tell Melissa? We just made up. I come to her with this, she's gonna flip on me like Jackie flipped out on Teresa.
Here's the problem. If she goes and tells somebody she did that and you didn't run back and tell her, then
I'm not a good friend.
Listen, let's not ruin tonight.
Yeah.
But if it was being said about Frank and Tanya, I'd like to know.
I mean, I would want to know too. I definitely would want to know. And Jen, you can just say it softly. It's not like you weren't at the cocktail party spreading the rumor. Excuse me. A woman came up to her, knowing that she knows Melissa, and said, hey, my husband was never paid by Joe Gorga. And so I would imagine after that, Jen was probably like, ba, 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 act like I didn't hear that, act like I didn't hear that. But the reason that I would tell Melissa, Jen, is because Melissa does not want her husband's name being smeared. And after that, I would drop the ball, Jen, and Melissa, then you go to Joe. Look at me playing marriage counselor. I'm no marriage counselor. But I would go to Joe as Melissa and have a good sit down when the kids are asleep or out of the room and say, look, you got to pay people on time. And if any pictures on the site are there, by the way, going back to what you build and what you didn't, don't do that. I don't want your name being smeared. We got a good marriage, a good thing going on, a good family business. People are constantly trying to break us up. Pay your people. And if you promise them you're going to pay them on a Tuesday, then pay them on a Monday. How about that? You do it even the day before. But Melissa, don't be mad at Jen for the sanctity of the Jersey Housewives, but be mad at Jen because, it's good for us. We like to watch it. No, Melissa, don't be mad at Jen. She didn't do anything wrong. And hopefully Jen got Joe knows who the man is, so just drive over there and pay him. Mm-hmm. There's this big debate going on. Who'd make the better diamond in the Players Club? Is it Joseline, our Puerto Rican princess, or Draya? Well, Draya dressed as Diamond for Halloween. And that's a good one. Isn't Draya the girl that hit the fly out of my hair?
Yeah.
You had a fly in your hair, and she.
Is she mad at me? Are we mad at each other?
Not at all.
I'm not mad at her.
Not at all.
Did she say something shady to me on social media?
No, I don't think so. Not at all.
Draya, thanks for looking out. Flies get in here all the time, and you know what? And with all the hairspray and mess that goes on, this is like a fly's nest. So, I was just shocked because you leaned in quick. You know what I mean? I'm from Ocean Township. I didn't grow up with the lean in. I grew up with a nice conversation. Wendy, there's a fly in your hair. And then I go back here in my couch where I keep my secret mirror, and I pull it out. And I pull it out and I pluck it away. Or maybe the other side where I keep a fly swatter. It's glittery, but it does the same job. Boom! Anyway, so Joseline's 34 and she says that she'd make a better one. Now, Joseline didn't dress as her, but she just clapped back at Draya. Both girls are arguing about something that's not even happening. Ice Cube produced the movie. Ice Cube was like, would you both leave me alone? There is only one Players Club. And as a fan of Players Club, it's one of those movies, every time it comes on TV, I look at it, Lisa Raye still to me looks the same. There's only one diamond, and that's Lisa Raye. So this was a little something that happened last week, but Lisa Raye is finally getting around to saying something about it, which if I were her, I would pay it no mind. But I do have an idea, Lisa Raye, and it includes all three of you. But just take a look at this, though.
I don't see Joseline in that role, though.
At all. I love Joseline. Joseline is sexy.
I do too, but she got it. She got body, yada, 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 for real.
Yes, she does. The other girl
did it for Halloween.
Ronnie.
And she did it very well. And she hit me with like, look, I'm a little you. You know what I mean? I think that they would do what really Cube did in the first place. He would get a no name. Because a no name gives you an opportunity not to compare her to anything and anybody else. A no name gets more of a chance because you're watching and say, let me see how great of a job she's done. But if you have somebody else that has done something else, you got to critique it in a different type of way.
That's a point. But here's the thing. And Ice Cube, you might want to get in on this since that's your original movie. Nobody can make a part 2 without you. You know what? Why don't you make a part 2, except it's going to be Diamond at the age of Lisa Raye, beautiful in her 50s, still looking gorgeous and sharp. You can't see underneath this, but she's still got all that. But she's more like a pimpstress. And she owns the Players Club. And she's got girls like this and that working for her. And she does it with a bit of 2021 sophistication. You know what I mean? The girls want a little bit more. The boom boom room is bigger. Girls gotta eat. And then Lisa Raye is definitely not stripped down. Like, she's always dressed like something like this, like sophisticated. You don't need to see all this. Then you have a boyfriend, he's age appropriate, not one of the young bums that goes to the club. Like a hedge fund guy or something like that, and he knows that you have it going. Anyway, just my thought. That Players Club 2, I wouldn't mind saying. That's all. I know, I'm producing. So Tiger Woods' former mistress, Rachel Yucatel, she's 46. It's good though, right? Look, she looks like she's built for the job. Look, she's got a new one. She's the spokesperson for a dating site for sugar daddies and sugar mamas. But it's called
Seeking Arrangements.
Seeking Arrangements. It's not called Sugar Babies or Sugar Daddies, but we all know what that is. Seeking Arrangements. And you know what? Why not? I mean, Tiger Woods was never the same ever since he met her. She was the first. And so she went on Inside Edition this week and she said that she's trying to change the stigma of sugar daddies. Take a look.
My life really came down to Rachel Yucatel, Tiger Woods' mistress. And I felt that that was really unfair to have to live in that highlight. And I don't want to be known as that person forever. Sugar baby and sugar daddies has come with a stigma. Once you take away that stigma, people aren't as ashamed to be part of it.
He's looking at her like, bitch, are you serious? But yes, she is. She will have that stigma for the rest of her life. I know but you were good at your job and you're going with it. And the image of sugar daddies and sugar babies will never change, except your site is a little bit more sophisticated, but in the same vein. When I think of a sugar baby, because I watch a lot of Lifetime, and you know, Suzanne, they always have those movies.
Oh, yes.
We know exactly what a sugar baby is.
Yep.
You get like $10,000 a month.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They pay your tuition for the year. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They take you for fancy dinners.
Yep.
You've got all the premium handbags, the best shoes. You get waxed and oiled, and they send you to the best places. And you go on good vacations, and you fly in private planes. And that's how you earn your college degree or earn your way through medical school. But this site is called Seeking Arrangement Seekers.
Seeking Arrangements.
Just for the purpose of the study of the show, I have to jump on that at some point this weekend. I must tell you something. It's for people of all ages. So say me, a lovely 56, if I want to be with a rich man who's 80, because that would be like the age, you know, then I'd always be young and, you know, and I need stuff paid and things done, and I want to go places. And the one thing about the 80-year-old is that sex would be very few, if not between, like nothing's going on. Right?
Perfect.
And they accept men and women of all ages. Now, Seeking Arrangements. Why can't we have her on our show?
Rachel, I think it might be easy to get her.
Just to...
That is not what I meant. That is not what I meant. Oh, man.
So, I don't know whether you call Benzino rapper Benzino anymore. I just call him Benzino, like Ray Benzino from Boston. Right? And I hate talking about him because it's always involving something greasy and horrible. And all I know is that we have me, him, and Nelson Mandela have the same birthday. And the late Nelson, no. Which means that for all these tussles, and his tussles are way harder than ours. I just sit here in my chair, blah, 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 and I go back to my life. You know, he's out there in these streets. He was on Love and Hip Hop, not a good look, right? Correct. He was a horrible look for him on Love and Hip Hop. He's just always involved in something, and he's not really, I mean, he's built like that because we're strong, but afterwards I could just picture him running to his car and crying the way I do. You know what I mean? Trying to hold his tears, but because I'm a girl, I'll just let him flow right here in front of you. But holding his tears and going home and bawling up in the bed and just crying. In the meantime, Ray is in a fight with his daughter. His daughter, okay, we were just talking about parenting. His daughter's name is Coi Raye. Sus, I believe we do play Coi Raye in here.
Yeah, she's dope. She's real young, talented, real dope.
Yeah, she's 23 years old. She's a rapper, very beautiful. This is Ray's daughter. And she's got this song out that's saying that he's an absentee father. She basically, can we play the clip of her talking?
Oh, wait,
where she calls him
right. Well,
a N-word.
Right. We can play it.
All right. All right. Just take a listen.
I'm on Rolling Stone breaking all kinds of records, and this bitch Benzino wants to come online and start with me, bro. Instead of being a father and just supporting from that side, you still want to be bitter.
I think I'm most offended that she called him bro. You know, like she's reduced his fatherhood to bro. Well, Ray went online. They've been going back and forth online with this, which I don't care to hear about any of this. I mean, it's good for her business because the 23-year-olds, that's how they get down these days. They like to hear all this crap. Not crap, but you know what I'm saying. Disrespect to parents. So Ray went online and said Koi's mother has turned her against him. All right, as he acts tough in the car, just remember what I said. Goosh, goosh, goosh. Take a look.
I didn't deserve what she put on that song. I've never heard a daughter go at her father. For what? I ain't did wrong to Koi. I don't know who the I know her mother's in the air, but other than that, I don't know who's in the air. And if you're gonna put some about me in the song, put some about your mother too. Say some about, that she does too. Huh? We don't want to talk about that though. All right, we won't.
Well, what does the mother do? She moving weight? Like, is she, you gotta relate to the kids. Is the mother a pimpstress? What does the mother do? We tried to look for what the mother even looks like online. We couldn't find the mother, but clearly she's beautiful because Ray is a really good-looking man. He's really good-looking. He's got a real thick neck. And a real sturdy jaw. Anyway, it's her story to tell, unfortunately. And she's old enough that even if the mother did try to poison her against Ray, she's now old enough to get in her car and go over to Ray's house and straighten it out. And the song is just very, very, very disrespectful. You should have just gone right to her, though, as opposed to stooping to the level of everybody else and getting on social media, But I know you still need that shine because you like being famous, and I get it. You like the spotlight and stuff. I don't even know where he fits in today's spotlight. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, maybe he could do like the source.com or something, like
the source.com.
Something online with, just translate the source, which he started, and just put that online and make that 2021. I guess. Applause.
I guess. Art department claps. Up there next to Cynthia.